Set a clear goal, and the entire universe will bow to your determination.
Have you ever wondered why most people live chasing their dreams and die without achieving them? It's not a lack of effort. It's not bad luck. The truth is brutal. They never defined a clear main objective. They live like boats adrift, hoping for the right wind to blow. But guess what? The right wind never comes to those who don't know where they want to go. Napoleon Hill revealed more than a century ago what few dare to accept even today. Success is not a matter of luck. It's a science. It's a plan. It is an irrevocable decision. Anyone who doesn't define what they want with absolute precision has already chosen, without even realizing it, to live a life of silent frustration. Yes, that's hard to hear, but it's liberating to know that you can change everything. Now, imagine something different. Waking up every day knowing exactly what you are building, feeling certainty vibrating in your chest, as if the future was already waiting for you, just waiting for you to take the first real step. This is the difference between those who manifest abundance and wealth, and those who only dream as life passes by. In this video, I will show you how to create your defined main goal by following the most powerful personal growth, manifestation, self-improvement, and mental reprogramming techniques ever taught by Napoleon Hill. And no matter where you are now, yes, you can start building the life you've always wanted today. So take advantage. Subscribe to the channel here and turn on notifications. It's quick, but it makes all the difference so you can continue receiving content that can become the key to your life. And of course, it strengthens our work so that more people can also awaken to their own power. Now get ready, because what you're going to learn here isn't pretty theory. It's the map to transform desires into tangible achievements. And the first thing we need to understand is why having a defined objective is so vital for anyone who wants to master their own destiny. Having a defined goal is like lighting a torch in the midst of the darkness of life. Without this light, the person walks blindly, lost among empty opportunities and endless distractions. Napoleon Hill always taught that personal growth begins when the mind finally grasps a clear purpose. It is the first step to mastering the power of the mind and paving the way for the true manifestation of abundance. Without a certain destination, even the most favorable wind becomes useless. Imagine a ship without a route. No matter how hard it sails, it will never reach a safe port. A person who does not define what they want runs the risk of being led by the limiting beliefs of others. Life becomes an eternal repetition of attempts and frustrations, where the success mentality never manages to flourish. In contrast, those who define their objective clearly create a map for personal and professional development, activating their self-discipline and beginning a process of genuine self-improvement. It's like turning on an internal GPS that recalculates the route until you reach your dream destination. For the power of manifestation to work, clarity is essential. The human mind responds to clear and direct commands. Nebulous thoughts generate equally confusing results. When you understand what you want, whether it's getting rich, achieving abundance, or changing your life, mental reprogramming happens naturally. Daily affirmations, for example, become much more powerful when anchored to a defined main objective. For example, if someone wants to achieve financial independence, it is not enough to say, "I want to be rich." It is necessary to detail, "I want to build an income of 20,000 reais per month through investments in stocks such as Itaúsa, Banco do Brasil, and solid real estate funds." This creates an absolute focus, essential for personal development and the manifestation of wealth. Small, specific goals fuel positive thinking and weaken negative thinking. A defined goal transforms internal energy. Motivation stops being a fleeting emotion and becomes daily fuel. Anyone who has set clear goals knows, even the most difficult, mornings are easier to face when you have a strong why. The power of the mind is multiplied and begins to work in favor, attracting opportunities aligned with the established purpose. This is the secret that differentiates those who only dream from those who manifest. When a goal is chosen and pursued firmly, abundance becomes a natural consequence. The right doors open, the right people appear, and a sense of true self-help blossoms. Self-discipline, once a burden, becomes a bridge between desire and achievement. Everything that seemed distant now seems within reach, and every little progress reinforces the mindset of success. And this is where the magic happens. The goal begins to shape the person's identity. She doesn't just want to achieve something. She becomes someone worthy of achieving. This silent but powerful transformation is the foundation of personal growth and lasting professional development. But of course, knowing the importance of the goal is just the beginning. The real secret is in how to choose a worthy purpose for your life, and that's what we're going to talk about now. Choosing a worthy purpose for your life is not just making any decision, is to seal a silent pact with your own soul. Most people stumble in this choice because they let themselves be guided by other people's expectations, by the limiting beliefs they inherited without realizing it. But Napoleon Hill already warned, there is only real personal growth when you find a goal that makes your heart burn and your mind shine. The power of the mind needs fuel, and that fuel is the purpose that vibrates with its essence. Ask yourself, what would make you jump out of bed even on the hardest days? What would keep you going even if everyone doubted you? If there isn't something that awakens that flame, then you haven't found your true path yet. Powerful manifestation, abundance, and true wealth are only born from purposes that transcend the simple pursuit of status or money. Personal development does not happen on a soulless road. It is necessary to feel, vibrate, believe in what you are pursuing. To make this choice more practical, do the following exercise. List the activities that make you lose track of time, those that energize you instead of draining you. Then ask, if I could dedicate my life to this, would I feel fulfilled? If the answer is yes, you have found a precious clue. For example, if teaching is what fills you with life, perhaps your purpose is to educate and transform lives. This is professional development with soul. Many people make the mistake of choosing purposes based solely on immediate financial return. Of course, getting rich is a legitimate desire, and we'll talk about it throughout the text. But what really sustains the journey is the emotional connection with what you do. When the purpose is genuine, self-discipline springs from within. Motivation is renewed daily, and self-improvement stops being a burden and becomes a silent pleasure. This is where personal growth starts to gain real traction. Another surefire sign. If your purpose scares you and excites you at the same time, you're on the right path. Big dreams have this effect. They give you butterflies in your stomach, but they also provoke involuntary smiles. This tension between fear and desire is an invitation for mental reprogramming, to exchange negative thoughts for powerful affirmations that support the journey. The bigger the goal, the greater the need to work on your success mindset every day. Now here's a blunt truth. If you don't choose your purpose, the world will choose it for you. And the world, my friend, has no commitment to your happiness. Having a defined purpose is an act of rebellion against mediocrity. It is the conscious decision to manifest the life you want to live. Without this choice, abundance and fulfillment become just distant mirages. With this choice, you become a magnet for opportunities that are impossible to ignore. And once the purpose is chosen, the next step is something that few have the courage to do. But that turns dreams into tangible reality. Write your purpose as a sacred contract with yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about now. When a person writes down their purpose, something invisible but profoundly powerful happens. They step out of the realm of vague intention and into the realm of unshakable decision. Napoleon Hill always taught that personal growth isn't about wishing. It's about committing. By putting your purpose on paper, a person forms a silent but sacred contract with the universe and with the power of the mind itself. It's not just writing. It's declaring, I am determined and nothing can stop me. Writing your purpose is like signing a covenant with your future self. When you see your own words black and white, they stop being fragile dreams and become clear commands to the subconscious mind. The physical act of writing activates mental reprogramming in a profound way. If someone wants to manifest wealth, for example, they need to write something specific. I build a fortune of 1 million Rs by investing in real estate, knowledge books, and social impact businesses. Without this, positive thinking becomes mere theory. Think about it. The most important contracts in your life, work, real estate, financing, have always been documented. So why would the most important contract of all, the one that decides your abundance, your personal growth, and your professional development, be treated less seriously? The answer is clear. Those who don't document their dreams still don't take them seriously. And those who don't take their dreams seriously inevitably surrender to the limiting beliefs that surround them. To put this into practice now, get a special notebook, one that you value, Write firmly on it what you want to achieve, as if it had already been done. Use present tense affirmations, such as, I am a living example of manifesting prosperity. List the details. Describe how you feel about achieving this goal. By doing this, you will be powerfully fueling your mind power, and the invisible wheels of manifestation will begin to turn. What's more, this contract needs to be read every day, out loud, with emotion. This is where self-improvement takes shape. It's not enough to read mechanically. You need to feel the vibration of what is declared. Make it a daily ritual, like brushing your teeth or drinking coffee. Your purpose needs to live at the center of your thoughts, fueled by the fire of motivation and shielded against the attacks of negative thinking. And if one day doubt tries to whisper that you can't do it, because it will try, just reread your contract. Just remember that your commitment was made not out of fear, but out of your strength. This simple and powerful practice transforms dreams into internal obligations. High-level personal development is born when a person refuses to accept less than what they have written for themselves. But don't be fooled. Writing is just the beginning. True strength is in align every daily thought with that purpose, creating an energy so powerful that no external circumstance can erase it. There is no point in writing an incredible purpose and then harboring thoughts that silently sabotage it. It is in the invisible terrain of daily thoughts that the battle for manifestation is won or lost. Napoleon Hill made it clear. True personal growth begins the moment you become the relentless guardian of your mind. Anyone who wants to get rich, develop professionally, and manifest abundance needs to nourish the power of the mind with images of victory, not fear. Imagine your mind as a fertile garden. Everything you plant there, beliefs, affirmations, words, emotions, grows with strength. If you plant negative thoughts, don't expect to reap the fruits of wealth or self-improvement. If you want to create a different reality, the mental food needs to be different. Every morning before you even check your phone, repeat to yourself, I am worthy of the great life I am building. This isn't superficial self-help. It is practical and urgent mental reprogramming. To strengthen this alignment, use powerful specific affirmations that connect directly to your written purpose. For example, if your goal is to manifest a successful career, declare, every decision I make today brings me closer to my inevitable success. The more you train your mind in this pattern, the more natural it will be to act like someone who has already achieved what they want. And this is one of the great secrets to high-impact personal development, acting before seeing. Now let me ask you something quick but extremely important. If this content is making sense to you, if you are feeling that there is something different here, something that can really change your life, take the opportunity to like the video now and subscribe to the channel. This way you help the channel grow and guarantee that you will never miss any new teachings that could be exactly what you need to transform your story. Combined, returning. To reinforce mental alignment, also create visual reminders. It could be a vision board, sticky notes around the house, or even papers in your wallet. Write keywords like abundance, wealth, success mindset, manifestation, mind power. Let these stimuli constantly reinforce what you have decided to build. This creates an invisible but unbreakable chain between your purpose and your daily actions. And never underestimate what seems small. A positive thought in the middle of a difficult day can change the entire course of your trajectory. When you master your thoughts, you master your reality. When you reprogram your mind, you reprogram your life. It's daily, silent work, but it accumulates like compound interest, creating an avalanche of personal growth and professional development over time. But aligning your thoughts is only half the formula. There is a secret fuel that powers all this, an invisible force that transforms effort into power, the energy that arises from absolute clarity. There is an almost magical force that awakens within those who know exactly what they want. Absolute clarity generates energy so powerful that it seems to move the universe itself in your favor. Napoleon Hill taught that personal growth is not about working harder, but about working with direction. When the mind knows where to go, it gathers courage, motivation, and even unexpected opportunities to pave the way. Clarity is condensed power waiting to be used. How many times have you felt exhausted without even knowing why? This happens because energy without direction is wasted energy. On the contrary, those who precisely define what they want, be it financial abundance, professional development, or self-improvement, awaken an internal state of readiness, almost as if they were in a permanent state of positive alert. The power of the mind focuses, cuts distractions, eliminates noise. What once seemed difficult now becomes inevitable. Clarity breeds inspired action. The person no longer needs to force motivation every day. She simply knows what to do and feels a genuine desire to act. When someone establishes in detail what they want to manifest, positive thoughts flow naturally, while negative thoughts lose strength. Practical example: if the goal is to get rich with investments, a clear mind will spontaneously seek content, mentoring, and actions aligned with this objective, such as studying solid real estate funds or dividend stock strategies. It's amazing. Clarity eliminates fear. The clearer your objective, the less the influence of voices that try to sow doubt and limiting beliefs. A clear purpose turns a person into a rock in the face of storms. It's what explains why so many success stories began with a firm, almost irrational decision to follow a specific path and ignore everything else. Personal development flourishes on this firm ground. To increase this clarity, practice the detailed visualization exercise. Close your eyes and see. Where will you be? With whom? What will you be doing? How will you feel? The more vivid these images are, the more mental fuel you will have to fuel your daily self-discipline. Napoleon Hill called this giving form to the invisible, and it is a secret technique used by history's greatest manifestors. And when clarity takes over the mind, the body responds. The posture changes, the voice gains firmness, the look reveals conviction. You become someone who conveys certainty, and the world responds to that. New doors open, because you stop being someone who asks for opportunities and start being someone who creates opportunities. This is pure, vibrant, irresistible manifestation. But for this energy to remain alive and powerful, there is a practice that few apply seriously, and that separates those who only dream from those who achieve it. Visualizing the achievement of the goal daily, as if it were an anticipated memory. Visualizing your goal already accomplished is like living in the future you want to build. It's not daydreaming, it's an advanced manifestation strategy that Napoleon Hill defended tooth and nail. Personal growth is not just about taking action. You have to feel it before it happens. Those who practice daily visualization activate deep areas of the brain linked to memory and behavior, accelerating the process of mental reprogramming and creating, in practice, a new identity aligned with success. The key is emotional constancy. It's not enough to imagine every now and then. Visualizing daily is like watering a rare seed. Each drop strengthens the purpose. Each emotion cultivated shapes the reality that lies ahead. When you wake up, and before going to sleep, close your eyes and see yourself already living what you want to manifest. If you want to get rich, see your bank statement overflowing. If you want professional development, see yourself being recognized for your value. Feed the power of the mind with images of victory. But be careful. Viewing is not a film where you are just a spectator. You need to enter the scene. Feel the weight of the money in your hands, the texture of your diploma, the sound of the claps when you are recognized, the smell of the place you want to get to. The more vivid this experience, the more powerful its manifestation. The universe does not respond to timid requests. It responds to emotional intensity. It is the force of positive thinking vibrating at a high frequency. Also use physical visual stimuli to strengthen the practice. Create a vision board with images that represent your goals. Place it on the background of your cell phone, computer, or bedroom wall. Every time you look at these images, internally reinforce, "This is already mine." Abundance manifests first in the mind, then in the outside world. Those who understand this master the most valuable secret of true self-help and accelerated personal growth. And to further intensify this practice, associate visualization with powerful affirmations. As you visualize, mentally repeat phrases like, "I am a magnet for wealth and better opportunities. Every cell in my body vibrates with success and abundance." This creates a fusion between emotion and belief that implodes negative thoughts and dissolves limiting beliefs. A true coordinated attack against everything that has ever tried to stop you. Remember, visualizing is not wasting time dreaming. It is building the invisible foundations of your new reality. Those who do not visualize their future clearly end up living in a present of uncertainty. Those who visualize with passion create an emotional route that the mind will follow almost automatically. It's like programming the internal GPS of your personal destination. This silent practice turns the impossible into the inevitable. And once you feel, see, and believe so strongly in your goal, there is a challenge you need to face to keep that strength alive. Protect your purpose from external voices that will try to divert you from your path. Are you enjoying this content? Click like and subscribe to the channel. This really motivates us to continue bringing valuable material like this. Have you signed up yet? So let's continue. Find out how to protect your purpose from outside voices. Few understand this, but protecting your purpose is as vital as defining it. Napoleon Hill warned, whenever you decide to grow, manifest wealth, or break your limiting beliefs, the world will divide between those who support you and those who try to sabotage you. Not out of overt malice, but because his transformation exposes limitations that others refuse to face. Personal growth bothers those who chose to stay still. Your professional development, your mental reprogramming, your self-improvement. All of this will seem like an affront to those who live trapped in negative thinking. And that's exactly why your purpose needs emotional shielding. It is necessary to build an internal, unshakable wall that does not allow criticism, ridicule, or other people's doubts to contaminate the strength of your manifestation. With every negative comment, with every crossed look, mentally repeat, "My destiny is already written, and nothing will stop me." This simple statement is like an invisible sword that cuts through the toxic influence that hangs around. A real example: many of the big names we admire today, business people, artists, leaders, were initially discredited. People like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, even Napoleon Hill himself were told their dreams were ridiculous, and each of them had to protect their purpose as if it were a fragile flame in the midst of a storm. If they had listened to outside voices, they would never have manifested the abundance and wealth that changed their stories. A practical strategy for maintaining your strength: limit exposure. Don't share your plans with anyone who doesn't have the emotional capacity to support you. Feed your positive thoughts with people, content, and environments that vibrate at the frequency of personal growth. If you want to get rich, be with someone who talks about investment and not scarcity. If you want professional development, be with those who celebrate achievements and not those who mock them. What's more, create a written list of your biggest motivations. Whenever you feel an outside influence trying to bring you down, read this list out loud. Remember why you started. Remember who you want to become. This strengthens your mind power and reseals the contract you wrote with yourself way back when. Motivation and self-discipline are cultivated every day, especially when the wind blows against you. Never forget, criticism is inevitable, but giving up is optional. Every time you resist a voice that tries to diminish your purpose, you strengthen your success mindset. Each obstacle overcome solidifies its manifestation. Don't ask permission to change your life. Don't wait for acceptance to build your abundance. Those who were born to shine do not apologize for their own light. And to transform this protection into constant construction, there is a resource that great achievers master like few others. They create intermediate goals that serve as stepping stones towards your larger goals. The truth is raw but liberating. Big dreams are scary, and that's why few have the courage to pursue them to the end. Napoleon Hill knew that the human mind, without structure, sabotages its own desires. Therefore, creating intermediate goals is one of the most powerful weapons you can use to transform manifestation into real achievement. It's the small milestones that keep your faith burning, your motivation pulsing, your personal growth constantly accelerating. Each goal achieved is like an invisible trampoline that pushes you higher. Those who set intermediate goals experience constant victories, and each victory reprograms their mind to believe even more in the inevitability of success. Want a practical example? If your purpose is to get rich with investments, set a goal of studying a new asset per week and investing $100 every 15 days. Does it seem like little? This is how abundance begins, with small, firm bricks, not sandcastles. Intermediate goals. Destroy mental paralysis. When the objective is gigantic, such as changing your life, achieving wealth, or becoming a reference in your professional development, the mind tends to freeze in the face of the enormity of the challenge. But when you focus on small daily steps, resistance disappears. Each successful action feeds your positive thinking, dissolves limiting beliefs, and brings the achievement of the main goal closer, like an irresistible magnet. These goals also have another subtle and vital role. They protect your energy. Nothing is more devastating to the power of the mind than the feeling of being stuck. Each small achievement is a powerful reminder that you are moving forward, that your manifestation is materializing. This vicious cycle of victory generates even more self-discipline, more motivation, more mental reprogramming. It's like boosting the engine of your own evolution. A tip that few apply: celebrate each goal achieved as if you had won a prize. It doesn't matter the size. The vibration of celebration amplifies manifestation. Mark a small victory with a special dinner, a symbolic gift, or a moment of deep gratitude. You will be training your brain to associate success with pleasure, reinforcing your success mindset automatically and naturally. Remember, it is not gigantic goals that transform life, but the sum of small goals achieved with excellence. This is the invisible engineering that builds empires, that generates abundance, that makes self-improvement not just possible, but inevitable. Each stepping stone overcome increases your confidence, your clarity, your hunger to win. And once you start moving forward consistently, there's one next element that's absolutely crucial. Without it, even the best goals fall by the wayside. The ability to constantly measure, adjust, and correct your course to ensure that success is not a possibility, but an inevitable consequence. Most dream big, plan beautifully, but fail miserably in something fundamental: measuring and correcting their own path. Napoleon Hill was incisive in teaching that personal growth is not linear, but full of curves, deviations, and adjustments. Those who don't measure, don't manage, and whoever doesn't correct it, sinks. Manifestation, self-improvement, and professional development only become reality for those who have the courage to face their results head-on, without excuses, without masks, without self-pity. Measuring is like shining a powerful flashlight in the middle of the road. It lets you see where you really are, where you're going wrong, and where you can speed up. If your goal is to get rich, for example, how many reais did you invest this month? How many books about finance have you read? How many concrete actions have you taken to get closer to abundance? If there is no response, there is no manifestation. The power of the mind only works when it is fed by clear, measured, improved attitudes. But measuring is not punishing yourself. It's becoming a strategist of your own life. Every piece of data you collect, every adjustment you make, reinforces self-discipline and shields your success mindset against negative thinking. Whoever measures advances. Those who don't measure are left adrift, at the mercy of limiting beliefs and excuses that the world offers on a silver platter. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be the conscious author of your own ascension. Correcting the course, in turn, requires humility and boldness. Sometimes it will be necessary to change the strategy. Sometimes it will be necessary to abandon methods that seemed brilliant. But who said this is weakness? This is pure intelligence. It is the power of the mind in action, adjusting the sails to the breath of reality. An investor who doesn't review his portfolio goes bankrupt. An entrepreneur who doesn't listen to the market sinks. A manifester who does not realign their energy loses focus and power. To make this practice part of your routine, create weekly check-ins. Take 10 minutes every Friday to ask, did this week take me closer or further from my purpose? Be brutally honest. Reward what worked, fix what failed, and above all, keep the fire burning. True motivation comes from the feeling of progress, not the illusion of perfection. This simple habit turns amateurs into masters. It makes personal development a solid path and manifestation an unstoppable force. It's not about being perfect. It's about being relentless in improving. Those who measure and adjust are not lost, become stronger. Those who correct do not postpone their dreams. Speeds them up. And when measuring, correcting, and moving forward become part of your DNA, there comes a moment when the objective stops being just a written goal and transforms into something even deeper. It becomes your own mental state, engraved in your soul. When a goal becomes your permanent state of mind, you don't just want it, you live it. Napoleon Hill said that personal growth reaches another level when positive obsession takes over the mind. You no longer need to remember your purpose every day. It simply pulses through every thought, every decision, every action. Real manifestation happens when desire stops being a sporadic visitor and becomes your inseparable companion. Anyone who lives their own goal creates a magnetic field around them. It's as if reality begins to bend to meet that internal certainty. Self-discipline no longer seems like a sacrifice. Professional development accelerates almost automatically. Abundance begins to manifest itself in previously invisible details. Positive thoughts flow naturally, while negative thoughts lose their power to contaminate the vision of the future. The question is no longer, will it happen? The question changes to, how am I going to deal with everything I'm about to achieve? It is this internal change that separates those who try from those who succeed. And it happens in the silence of small daily actions, in the fierce commitment to your own personal development, in the unwavering faith that each effort is a living declaration of ongoing manifestation. A powerful practice to install purpose. As a state of mind is to visualize, act and celebrate every day as if success were already guaranteed. Not just think, but act like someone who has already achieved what they want. If you want to get rich, behave like someone who values money, seeks financial knowledge, respects every small achievement. This alignment between mind, emotion, and behavior creates an energy that cannot be ignored by the universe. Another secret of great manifestors: protect the mind, like protecting a rare treasure. Don't allow empty conversations, toxic news, or negative environments to contaminate your focus. Each day is a chance to reinforce your success mindset, to bury limiting beliefs deeper into the earth, and water the seeds of abundance you've sown so hard. And as this mindset solidifies, a wonderful phenomenon happens. Effort decreases and results multiply, not because the path has become easier, but because you have become greater than any challenge. Your energy, your vision, your purpose begin to command the reality around you. The power of the mind, now fully activated, makes manifestation a continuous flow. Now that you know the power of creating a defined main objective, I ask you, will you continue leaving your dreams in the field of ideas, or will you act like you know you were born to achieve something great? What is the excuse that still holds you back? Who would you become if you stopped doubting yourself and started taking action today? There is no manifestation without movement. There is no true personal growth without courageous decision. And the question that will echo in your mind from now on is simple, but powerful. What am I willing to do every day to become the person who achieves my biggest goal? The answer to this question could transform your life forever, but only if you act. If this content touched you in some way, if it made your heart beat faster, it's because you're ready to go further. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel right now and turn on notifications. This way you guarantee that you will never miss the next content that will further reinforce your journey towards your inevitable success. Remember, time will pass anyway. The difference is whether it will bring you closer or take you away from the life you really deserve to live.